What's up? I'm back with another video. So I want to jump into this topic real quick about jiu-jitsu competitions. So back in the days, when we used to go compete, we would travel a lot, right? We would travel down to LA. We were going up Northern California. We were getting offers to go across other places to go compete, right? So it was a little bit more different. During the competition side, the reason we travel a lot is because you're not always facing the same person. So you're going to different gyms and you're going to different competitions and there's different people from different gyms. So you might go down to LA. You've never seen those type of people before. You've never seen who they are. So when you go down to LA, it's a little bit different down there. You got the Marine Corps bases towards San Diego. Some of those guys are coming up to compete. You got a lot of just different vibes out there, right? It's really cool. It's really fun. Long Beach was one of the funnest tournaments I've been to. Going out to down to Long Beach, coming back up here, completing in Pleasant Hill. There's just different places, just driving around, competing, having a great time, right? So when you go down to different places, you're meeting different people, you're getting a different vibe. You're competing against people you've never seen before, right? You don't know their school, you don't know anything about them. It's a whole different person. So that competition level is a little bit rising a little bit higher, right? Because there's some fucking good talent out there, some really good talent. Um, so with that said, though, the one thing that's always bothered me is that so back then when we used to go compete, we used to weigh in the day before. So I would weigh in maybe on a Friday, compete on a Saturday, right? And I competed at the 205 level. So at 205, I'm cutting weight. So then I would go weigh in the day before, the next day, or that night, I'm trying to put all this food back in my body. And then the next day, I feel fucking tired as shit, right? Because just trying to put all this nutrients back in my body. So we would hang out all day. The kids would go first. We put the MP3 players in. We just hang out. They had an area for the mats where we go warm up. But you're having this huge dopamine, this adrenaline pump all the way up, right? Because you're pumped, you want to get in there, but then you got to fucking wait around all day. Then when it comes time to compete, sometimes you have this adrenaline dump. Boom. One of the worst things I say never to do is don't take energy drinks. Don't take any of that pre-workout shit because you will go up and then you will crash. So if you're taking that shit at 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, you fight at 3 or 4, you're probably going to have a fucking crash, right? So don't do it. It's not even good for when you're taking that shit and you're going out to compete for your heart. So one of the main things that I always talk about, or that bothered me, like I said, was the kids going first. I always felt the adults should go first because some of us are dads, some of us are just hobbyists, right? Some of us are real competitors, right? Who love to compete. But one of the things that always turned me away from jiu-jitsu competitions is having the kids go before us, which is cool, not taking anything away from them. But kids have a little bit more energy, right? When it comes to adults, we have a whole bunch of shit going on. We got our private life, we got careers, we got family at home, we got a whole bunch of shit. Back then when I was competing, I didn't have all that shit. I was a dad at a young age, but I also was able to have, someone watching my kids while I go compete, right? And this is what I wanted to do for a living. So when I was sacrificing myself, to me, it was like a job. So I knew I had to do this so I could try to do this on a professional level, which didn't fucking happen, right? So, but thinking back now, and speaking about what I was just saying, a lot of us are now just hobbyists, right? So if we want to go compete, I got a whole business at home I got to run. The last thing in my mind is thinking about, okay, I got to go here at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I'm going to go fucking try to win this medal, then come home, right? So I got a whole business, and there's a whole bunch of other shit that's going on, right? So this happens to a lot of men and women who are trying to compete. They have a whole family going on. Yes, you can make time, yes, this and that, right? But some of them are dieting. Some of them are taking it pretty serious. Some of them are dieting. They got to make weight. Then they got to wait around all fucking day so they can compete. And that takes a toll. Your body is not the same as it used to be, especially if you're in your 30s or 40s, right? For some of your 20-year-olds, you can hang out all day. Who gives a shit, right? But some of us who are in our 30s, I'm in my mid 40s, and there's some competitors in their 50s. So why not separate the kids and the adults? Why not have a separate day? Get in there at 9 o'clock on a Sunday, knock that shit out, boom, boom. Or on a Saturday, get it in 8 o'clock. Everyone's there 7:30, 8. You got people on deck ready to go, right? It's going. Now about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, the fucking tournament's done. You knock that shit out, I guarantee a lot more people are going to sign up. These are just my random thoughts. The way the MMA works is that some of these venues with MMA, they're making money, right? They know that at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, it's going to sell because people are going to come and drink alcohol. People are going to buy food. This is how they make their money, right? Afterwards, people are going out to the clubs. People are going out to the bars. They're having a great fucking time, right? Because you have fans that are going. With jiu-jitsu, is a little bit more different. You have friends and family that go and support, but necessarily they're not paying to see a big name. So it's a little bit more different, right? Even some of the amateur stuff, you know, sometimes people will have beer there or whatever the venue's holding. Some of the people are sneaking beers in the fucking parking lot, right? And then they're going out after, right? They're having a good time. They want to see someone get fucking knocked out. So it's a little bit more different than jiu-jitsu competitions, if you get what I'm saying. So these are just my random thoughts. I've always thought that the adults should be separated with kids. I don't know why they do it together like that. I've never asked that question to anyone holding tournaments, or I've never even asked it to anybody or any of my coaches, right? There's probably a good reason for it, but my personal feeling is that they should start separating it. Let's get some of the hobbyist dads back out there, some of the hobbyist moms back out there, get it done and get it early, right? That's just how I feel. Let me know what you think. These are just my random thoughts. I don't fucking compete no more, so I don't give a shit. It's just some thoughts that came up in my mind, right? Saw someone post that they were competing at a certain time, and I was like, holy shit. You know, I bet you if they were competing earlier, they probably would love it a lot more. So let me know your feelings and your thoughts. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe and like button. Out. Oos.